What's up everyone, this is Don Juan III and welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit of a hiatus, but glad to be back. Today I bring you another hotly contested horror versus battle. The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers versus Pumpkinhead from the Pumpkinhead franchise. If you are new here, this is Coffee Shop Comics, where we talk all things manga, comics, and anime. And if that interests you, hit the like and subscribe button, and also stick around to the end, because the conclusion of this battle is the closest in Coffee Shop Comics history. The versus battle will be set up in 3 stages. The first stage is the characters are in narrative, neutral battleground. The second stage is how each character will do in each other's narrative. And the third stage is full comp characters, meaning all published feats including canonical and non-canonical verses. With all that out of the way, let's begin. The Creeper is the main antagonist in the 2001 horror film Jeepers Creepers, its 2003 sequel Jeepers Creepers 2, and their 2017 Inkwell Jeepers Creepers 3. It is an ancient mysterious monster who hunts humans for their body parts to replace the older damaged ones. It hunts for 23 days every 23rd spring by scaring its victims and using their fear to determine what body parts it needs from them. The Creeper is implied to be a demon of some sort, though the details of his origin have yet to be elaborated on. His appearance is a fairly masculine humanoid wearing a tattered 19th century duster and a wide-brimmed Stetson. This disguise is effective until you get close. The Creeper has a set of bat-like wings that lie folded against his back, hiding underneath his duster, and capable of propelling it through the air with incredible speed and force. While the Creeper's activities are largely focused on hunting, the Creeper is shown to have a twisted sense of aesthetics, setting aside time in his 23-day span of awake time to focus on creative endeavors. He makes grotesque artwork by sewing skin and bodies together and placing them on the walls of his ceiling of his home as a form of decoration. He also carves pictures into the handles of his knives or attaches skin and teeth to his weapons as an attempt to decorate them. He also seems to possess a somewhat crude knowledge of human biology and medical practice, as he is able to preserve humans in perfect form by some unknown method for centuries. He can also cut out the organs of humans, sew them up, and keep them alive in the process. In all the films, the Creeper is shown to have a rather twisted personality. He seems to enjoy toying with his victims before killing them. By doing this, he is not only able to amuse himself, but also ignites more fear into his victims. However, once his time on Earth nears to an end, the Creeper can be ruthless and merciless and will continue to pursue his victims even when severely injured. In the first film, the Creeper displayed more of a laid-back, almost human personality. However, once his time drew to a close in the second film, the Creeper really started to put his full power to use. Instead of playing games with his victims, he cut right to the chase and ruthlessly hunted down his victims. Despite being mostly animal-like, the Creeper does display human emotions and intelligence. He is shown to understand emotions such as amusement, anger, pain, and fear. Nonetheless, the Creeper shows no empathy towards his victims. The Creeper has been shown to be incredibly calculating and shrewd when it comes to pursuing his victims. He doesn't go full force, unless his victims prove to be a challenge or if his time is running out. Instead, he seems to prefer studying his victims from a distance, either by donning a disguise or disabling their vehicles. By doing this, he can decide which ones are the best candidates for him to pursue and strategically figure out how to catch them with the least amount of difficulty. Despite being somewhat merciless and evil, the Creeper doesn't like killing people indiscriminately, only going after the people he chooses. According to Giselle from the first film, once the Creeper has the scent of something it likes, it cannot stop hunting its prey down until it gets what it wants. And according to Derry in the Vision from the second film, the Creeper knows no mercy and consumes everything. The Creeper has a great regenerative ability. When a body part gets damaged, all he has to do to regenerate is to devour a similar part from a victim. In this manner, he's been able to survive centuries. This ability also works as a healing factor, as the Creeper can discard an injured or maimed body part after digesting a replacement version. In addition to his regenerative and healing powers, the Creeper also has a high level of durability. He has been able to survive several gunshot wounds to vital areas from pistols and high-caliber machine gun rounds, has taken hits from oncoming vehicles, and survived falls from heights that would be fatal to normal humans. In the second film, he is impaled with a harpoon multiple times, including a head wound, and is completely unfazed. The Creeper only stops when he goes into hibernation. The Creeper has superhuman strength and speed. He is shown to be strong enough to flip automobiles, tear open their frames, and rip parts from the human body barehanded. He can also climb on vertical surfaces like a spider, and also is well versed in physical combat, including his uses of melee and throwing weapons. Despite being centuries old, the Creeper seems to possess a very advanced understanding of modern human technology, weapons, and anatomy. He is able to drive a truck with no difficulty at all, and has found a way to even make it travel at speeds it simply wouldn't be capable of. He also seems to understand the process of taxidermy, as he is able to keep leftover human body parts perfectly preserved for centuries, and even use them to craft his weapons. The Creeper drives a 1937 COE Chevrolet delivery truck with a custom license plate reading "Be Eating You," which he uses to transport bodies and scare victims to get the scent of their fear. Described as a slaughterhouse on wheels, the truck has been heavily modified from its original design, with a cow catcher for ramming other cars and a souped-up engine allowing it to travel at extremely high speeds. The truck's body and tires are completely bulletproof, even causing high-caliber minigun rounds to simply ricochet off. It is shown in Jeepers Creepers 3 that the truck is booby-trapped to be able to kill potential intruders and would-be escapees. The truck is also equipped with a police scanner so the Creeper can keep tabs on the local authorities, and the interior holds an arsenal of knives and spears. The truck can also fire a custom harpoon from the exhaust pipe and deploy a homing rolling mine. Similar to the Creeper's weaponry, the truck seems to operate on the whims of its master, opening its doors for the Creeper and even can drive itself. The Creeper does have some downsides to his abilities. If someone touches a severed piece of his body, it will show them the truth about the Creeper. He seems to trigger psychic powers into potential victims, as shown in the third film. Spirits of the victims know what the Creeper will do, as they are a part of it, and allows them to warn targets, as shown in the second film. Now on to his opponent, Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead, also called the Demon of Vengeance, or simply Vengeance, is the main antagonist of the horror film franchise of the same name. In the Pumpkinhead films, the demon can be conjured by a summoner or summoners to exact revenge on anyone who has wronged them by viciously killing them. The targets are always marked for death, and no matter where they go, Pumpkinhead will find them. As a marked one dies, the summoner will begin to feel both the physical and emotional pain that the victims of Pumpkinhead feel during their deaths. The summoners will begin to see the grisly murders being performed through the demon's eyes, hence the only way to kill the creature is to kill the conjurer. The more summoners there are in the ritual, the stronger Pumpkinhead will be. This is most notable in the third film, which each of the summoners were killed. Pumpkinhead appears to get shorter until he was his regular height. If anyone stops Pumpkinhead, their soul will be cursed with damnation. The only way to cleanse their soul is to allow the next Pumpkinhead that is summoned to kill them. If there are any surviving targets from the previous summoning, Pumpkinhead will go after those targets and finish up its previous assignment before it moves on to the next one. Pumpkinhead embodies the conjurer's hate, desire for vengeance, and their unforgiving for the wrongdoers. This makes Pumpkinhead an unforgiving monster. He appears to enjoy the agony he puts his victims through, and sometimes to appear to let his targets escape deliberately just to draw out his cat and mouse game even longer, just for his victims' suffering and his own amusement. As the Demon of Vengeance, Pumpkinhead's priority is to make his victims have a painful death. Pumpkinhead is a sadist and will, in fact, go out of its way to make its killings more horrible. Pumpkinhead cannot be distracted from this task. The demon will not kill random people in its way unless they try to stop it, in which case he has no problems eliminating them too. Pumpkinhead's physical strength is immense. He is shown to be able to drag a large log, easily able to block the church exit, as well as overpowering multiple foes. He's been able to show to smash automobiles and toss cars off camera. One of Pumpkinhead's best hacks is his regeneration and invulnerability. Pumpkinhead's body cannot be harmed by any conventional means or weapons. Even if he was injured, the wounds instantaneously regenerate, giving Pumpkinhead invulnerability and level healing hacks on par with Jason Voorhees. The only way to stop Pumpkinhead is to kill the summoner. Pumpkinhead also has an incredible tracking hack, so no matter where the target is hiding, Pumpkinhead can find them with ease. Pumpkinhead is deceptively smarter than he appears. He was able to destroy all the bikes and cars the teens were using in the first film to prevent them from escaping. He also faked being hurt by Joel's rifle to let him get his guard down, just to impale him with his own rifle. Pumpkinhead's mere presence seems to be able to bring very powerful storms and winds. This implies that he has storm conjuring hacks. Pumpkinhead's main weapons are his claws and tail. Pumpkinhead's claws are extremely strong, easily able to rip open automobiles, and his tail has a large spike used for impaling victims. Pumpkinhead is extremely resourceful and uses the environment to his advantage. He uses many objects within his surroundings to kill his victims, although he's actually only killed 2 people with actual weapons. Now, on to the stats. AP, roughly equal. The Creeper has multiple tactics and ranges, but Pumpkinhead's weapons and tactics are just as potent. Durability goes to Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead simply shows better invulnerability and regeneration feats. Endurance goes to Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead isn't restricted by a time limit as the Creeper is. Gear goes to the Creeper. The Creeper has multiple weapons, the ability to fly, and his truck that would definitely give him an advantage over Pumpkinhead's short range. Experience goes to the Creeper. The Creeper has been shown to have been around for centuries. And in the comics, the Creeper was worshipped by the Aztecs as their serpent god. Now, on to the narrative battle. I'll give this one to Pumpkinhead 6 out of 10 times. The Creeper is adept to close quarters combat and definitely has the range advantage, but with Pumpkinhead having storm conjuring hacks, I don't think flying into a lightning storm would be in the Creeper's advantage. So it would come down to close quarters combat, which the Creeper has no weapon that could harm Pumpkinhead directly due to Pumpkinhead's nigh invulnerability and instant regeneration. Another major disadvantage the Creeper also has is one of his greatest abilities, which is his own regeneration. The Creeper needs humans to be able to regenerate, and if there is no humans for him to eat, then he cannot regenerate, and Pumpkinhead does not have that problem. In the World Swap battle, this one is a draw. Pumpkinhead and the Creeper would do equally well in each other's verses and would have no advantage in each other's respective verse. For the comp battle, this one goes to Pumpkinhead 7 out of 10 times. This simply comes down to the war of attrition. The Creeper has very short amount of time to do his deeds, while Pumpkinhead has all the time in the world. There is simply no weapon the Creeper possesses to even harm Pumpkinhead. This isn't the same for Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead has been shown in the comics to fight other named demons including gluttony, lust, and envy at once and easily overpowered them. Pumpkinhead had also survived and instantly regenerated from demon acid being thrown on him by gluttony. Even if the Creeper tried to use long range, the storm conjuring manipulation Pumpkinhead has would reduce him to close quarters, in which the case the Creeper can hit Pumpkinhead all he wants and not put any damage on the board, but if Pumpkinhead hits the Creeper, that's a completely different story. The Creeper's regeneration simply isn't as good as Pumpkinhead's is. So in conclusion, in the closest battle in coffee shop comics history, I believe Pumpkinhead would win out of the war of attrition. That's going to wrap it up for me. If you agree with my conclusion or enjoyed the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Also check out the other Omni Lanterns. They also have some great content as well. This has been your host, Don Juan III, and I'll see you all in the next one.